Hey everyone, this is Level With Me. This is my show where I play through games, usually like first-person games, and then talk about what I think is going on in the level design, environment art, and lighting and stuff. And today we're going to be starting to play some Thief 1, also known as Thief Gold. And Thief is a game very, very dear to my heart, very dear to a lot of hearts. And I thought I would play some Thief because last week or a few weeks ago we played a game called Jalopy, and that's kind of third generation first person RPG thing that's very much about like object management and stuff, but that didn't used to be an important part of first person game design for a long time. And Thief in like 98 and 99 was kind of one of the first games to really implement some kind of item system and item simulation model. So I thought it'd be nice to kind of play through some Thief. Let's see how I do. I haven't played it in a long time, but oh, should I play through the training? I don't think I'm gonna play through the training. I think I'm gonna skip the training. I'm currently playing Thief with the New Dark patch, and New Dark is where I think someone found the original Thief 1 source code, and some anonymous person just found it on a CD-ROM, and so they brought it into, and they like coded it and stuff and fixed it up, and then they basically rewrote the Thief renderer and engine. So that's New Dark. That's the New Dark patch, and it adds widescreen capability and all this other, in windowed mode and all this other good stuff. It's really good. If you want to play Thief, I recommend getting that New Dark patch. It's pretty important. So right now, this is how every Thief mission starts. Very like distinctive kind of cinematics. Although when I first played Thief, I actually didn't get any of those cinematics. I was actually pirated Thief the first time I played it. And they stripped out all the movies to save on file size, so that was interesting.
Went with him as a bodyguard. The time is ripe for a bit of burglary.
The time is ripe for a bit of burglary. Okay, so I'm gonna skip that and just go in. So this is how every Thief mission starts, with this big interface with like a mission briefing. What's really nice about Thief, I think, is the way it treats the level design, where it kind of doesn't explain much to you. It'll say, this is your objective. Now you have to find out how to do it and where it is. And it's very much the opposite of like Call of Duty style objectives, where it's always like a marker on your HUD. Back then, 98, 99, didn't do any of that anymore. There's not even a mini-map in this game, and the levels get really, really big too. I'm just gonna play on normal, I think, for this whole playthrough for like the next few weeks maybe, because I haven't played Thief in a long time and I don't trust myself to do very well. I'm going to buy some water arrows, I guess. I already have so many items that I don't really need anything. Oh well. Anyway, now it's Thief. So Thief, again, 98, 99. If you remember your game history, that's also kind of the time when Half-Life 1 comes out. So, you know, this is very much in like the Quake 1, Quake 2 era of visuals. And in Thief, well, let me show you what makes Thief different. So this is the beginning of Thief. You start out in this like cool castle environment, and here's what some players might do.
A few too many to try to get by here.
You'll like walk up and you're like, why can't I just go in the door? And then the guards will come up to you and basically just kill you instantly. So I remember the first time I played Thief, that's basically what happened. I didn't really understand, wait, why can't I just walk into the front door and like kill those dudes? So let's try again. This time with more feeling. This time we'll be a little bit more sneaky, right?
few too many to try to get by.
It's actually pretty forgiving, because if you just walk up to them at first, yeah, they'll tell you to go away first before they come after you. So the game is actually a little bit forgiving, because this is like the first level, there's like a tutorial level. But let's keep walking around and exploring a little bit. So we're walking around in like the city streets. This is another part that I like about Thief. In Thief, there's usually some kind of outside area and some kind of inside area. So when you're in the outside area, just walking around the city, you know, like you're not sneaking into anything. So everyone is just kind of like minding their own business. They don't really like care about you. So it's kind of predicting what we take for granted in like Assassin's Creed style gameplay, where there's an outside and then an inside restricted area. And Thief kind of pioneered this, I would say, back in 98 and 99. So there's a lot of ways. If you go to the map in Thief is notoriously unhelpful, although this map is actually a lot more helpful than later missions. So here you can see it's telling us a lot about, even mark some guards, that's pretty nice. But it will even show you what part of the map you're in, kind of. It'll kind of guess for you. It'll show you kind of the general layout. And notice there's no real interior map, right? It doesn't show you what all these rooms are. Throne room, scepter, question mark? I don't know what's going on. So this is one thing that I just really love about the original Thief, how it wasn't a mini-map, it wasn't telling you where to go, there was no glowing arrow, there was no objective markers. You kind of had to look around you and kind of figure out where to go. And in some levels in Thief, this feels really bad because you get lost really easily, but in other parts of Thief, it just feels really right. And you pay a lot more attention to the environment than you otherwise would have if the game was like spoon-feeding you everything. So I'm gonna go the way...
How's it going?
See, the guard, because I'm not sneaking into the restricted area yet, the guard's just like, okay, sure, whatever. But here's what you do in Thief. You sneak up to them and hit them. And now, this guard has fallen over and they're unconscious and they'll stay unconscious, and now I have to figure out what to do with his body. So if you've ever played a stealth game with this kind of gameplay, it kind of comes from Thief. Thief basically made this really popular and figured out the main template. I'm just gonna leave the body there because the secret of Thief, if you like play a lot of Thief, you kind of realize it doesn't really matter where you move the bodies, kind of. And also, it's really easy to knock out guards all the time. That quickly becomes this like really overpowered strategy. So Thief actually gets...
guard. Still, it'd be nice to get the drop on him.
Thief gets really easy in a sense, which is why some players prefer something called ghosting. Ghosting is where you...
Hey there, friend. What's with the crazy getup?
Ghosting is where you like take some... is where you like sneak around and you don't knock out guards, and you're just really super sneaky and careful, and it's like you weren't even there. It's like you were a ghost. And I'm just gonna sneak up around this guy here. They've actually tuned this guy in the level editor to be
possibly be any more helpful.
To be very insensitive and very not insensitive. His vision cones are like very narrow, so the first real guard you encounter in this game, the first one that you actually kind of have to sneak around, they've also compromised this guard's senses a lot by making them drunk. And there's a lot of drunk guards in Thief. They're very charming characters. You feel bad for them. You don't want to like kill them or anything. Let's see, what else is going on? Let's walk around and look at this city a little bit. So... yeah, so what people are saying in the chat is they really love the colors in Thief, and I think I kind of share that. I really love some of the colors in Thief as well, like just like this kind of really dark yellow brownish brick or something. Like that's like a really saturated color that you won't really find in a lot of AAA games these days, especially brick. Like why would brick be that color? I don't know. Usually it's all like the same color, but in this one, you just get a feeling of they mix all these different types of brick, and brick and stone end up feeling really rich in this game because it's not just one type of stone that they're just like changing a little bit. It's like all these different types of stone, which help build up this kind of feeling of a patina of like a world, or at least I think so. Let's walk around. Is there anything around here? No, I don't think there's anything around here. I think we got everything. So I can also take that key and unlock that door. Let me see that key. And sneak in through this well. That's also an option. Or I think I can just dive in the sewer and that's okay too. But notice just all these routes Thief is giving you. Because this is a tutorial level, they're going to be kind of easy on you for everything. Let's go ahead and dive down. I think most players will understand that they should go and sneak inside this hut and dive down into this well. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh gosh, and I love that drop. I love how deep that drop is. You can't really see the bottom of the well, and then when you drop down, you feel like, oh crap, this is actually really deep. But then you plummet into this water. And this like sewer is probably one of my favorite sewers in the history of games. Just because it makes you really feel like you're sneaking into this place. It's dark and shadowy. It's not as claustrophobic as a typical video game sewer. This is kind of like this big, huge, epic sewer that, in some sense, is totally unrealistic, but in another sense, it just feels like you're going on this journey a little bit. You can also swim a lot in this game. Thief has some really nice swimming parts, swimming physics. But I think I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to stay to the critical path. But there's like a secret spider cave in there. But I do like this transition. Like the idea of going in this sewer and then coming out. Let's keep going. I'm going to swim through here. The lighting in here doesn't really make much sense. It's kind of these random spots a little bit, which is... like, it's not really clear where the light is coming from. Right here, I have no idea where the light fixture is or where the light is coming from. Right? Like, here you can clearly see a light fixture, but over here is just this random spot of light. There's like a spotlight. It's so bright, it might as well be a floodlight. There's a random point light there. Again, this is something I complained about while playing BioShock a lot, if you caught me during that month, where there's just a lot of unexplained light sources in these games, and most players don't care because they're just they're too concerned with like surviving or thinking about where to go. But I find that a little bit of concern does go a long way. So I'm in this big dirt cave thing, and now there's this broken down old wall I'm gonna crawl through. What helps with the player progression in this game is that every time you enter a new area, at least in this first mission, there's a lot of voiceover. So, you know, you get a sense when you trigger some voiceover, you're on the right path. Because where are you? Where am I? What's going on? It's really hard to tell because there's no mini map. It's really unhelpful. Basement. That's all we know where we are, in the basement, right? Wherever that is. So let's keep sneaking around.
I've been thinking. The sir could really beef up security, so. What do you mean? What's wrong with us? Well, we're fine.
So then you walk in here, and there's actually a good amount of shadow everywhere. Like, this is a pretty easy room to hide in. But you hear guards immediately, and then the music starts tensing up. And then you're not sure where the guards are. Also, there's no real-time shadows here. So that's how a lot of stealth games cheat now these days. They show you where guards are by having really long spotlights that cast dynamic shadows everywhere. But here you're relying mostly on sound in this game. Like, I can hear a guard over here. I hear some footsteps, but I'm not really sure where they are. So I just have to be pretty sneaky. Oh, is there a chest here? Maybe I should open this chest. I don't know what I took. Oh well. So you see the light gem at the bottom. That light gem at the bottom is bright when you're in light and dark when you're in shadow. So you end up paying a lot of attention to like the ground, the lighting on the ground, because that indicates where you are. And you can use water arrows to put out these light sources, but I think that's kind of unnecessary for now. I don't think I really need it. So I'm gonna duck in here and wait for him to pass. You also get electric lights. Electric lights you can't put out with water arrows. So, you know, water arrows aren't this invincible thing. Now that he's going that way, I can go this way. So that's like a pretty easy, simple encounter. It's actually really dark. I'm gonna bump up the contrast. Hold on. There we go. Okay, there you go. Now I think you can see it much better. Although maybe that was too much. Okay, I'm gonna bring it back down a little bit. There, how about that? I think that's like a good midline. Is that better? Did I just set it back to what it was? Okay, never mind. So now I have to keep sneaking in these shadows. And this is where I think a lot of level design theory about where players go and how players behave with light kind of gets it wrong. Because in Thief, light signifies danger. The conventional wisdom in level design is that you light the path where the player is supposed to go, and the player will just flock to that light. Because the light clearly means a designer placed it there, so therefore I should go there. But in Thief, light signifies a place where you're supposed to go, but then you don't actually go there, because it's dangerous, because light is not your friend. You always want to stay in shadow. So instead, light indicates this kind of area where you're supposed to like orbit, not necessarily go towards. And that's a function of the game mechanics, right? That's not really about purely visuals. Light and visuals and level design, environment art don't exist in this vacuum. You always need to understand it within the context of this larger game system. Oh, there's a guard right here. But I was running around on this grass and dirt, so he can't hear me. So I can just walk up to him right now and bop him on the head. And I'll put his body over here in the dark. I love those grunting sounds. Very sexual, right? I don't think I would have sex in this castle basement, though. I don't think it's a good idea. I wonder why they have all these shadows right here, though. I feel like maybe on harder difficulties there's a guard patrolling back and forth here. Oh man, look at these colors, though. God, gorgeous, right? Like, you wouldn't expect, especially like a medieval setting, everyone always wants it to be kind of drab and gray, but here you have this really like bright yellow, and even the metals have like a really nice like color hues to them. Right now we're in the basement, so like the texturing is a little bit drab and rough, but as we keep going, as we keep progressing upward into the castle, you'll see the scenery get nicer and nicer with the texturing. So that ends up being like a bit of environmental storytelling almost. Now we're going up these stairs. I like this moment right here. So in this moment, so this is what you might call like some kind of blind corner where you don't, where here we're kind of in the shadow and we look up and there's light, but we don't know if there's like a guard waiting here or what's here. So this is also the game in tutorial mode teaching you that sometimes you don't have a choice. Sometimes you just have to continue through this really bright light and hope that there isn't a guard watching you. So you might sit here and peek around, or you might listen for a guard and try to see if you can hear anyone or coughing or anything. But if you don't hear anyone, and if you peek around and don't see anyone, you know it's safe, even though it's through this big electric light that you can't extinguish with a water arrow. Now, here comes one of my other favorite moments in this game. As I walk up here, I'm hearing someone snoring in the other room. So I know I have to be careful with the sound. So I'm going to walk over here and be like, oh wait, no, there's some treasure. Okay, so I have to be really quiet, and I'm going to go over here. Okay, there's some treasure in there. Nice. So the goal of Thief is obviously to find a bunch of treasure, right? And there was some treasure in this chest, so I'm like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go in this chest too. And when you open this chest, the game automatically picks up what's in there. It's not treasure, it's a junk object, a vase, over there at the bottom of my screen. And what happens when you pick up a junk object, if you drop it, it makes a lot of noise, like this. And that sounds super, super loud. And it's basically there to just fuck with you. They put one chest, they light it prominently with this light right here, and have you, okay, there's treasure in this chest, I'm gonna go open this one. When you open this one, it's a trap. It's the level designer. It's like a joke, kind of. Forcing you to pick up this object, and then there's no easy way to dispose of it unless you just drop this really loud vase on the floor. Fortunately, I'm playing on normal, so I guess it didn't really matter, and it didn't wake up that guy. But anyway, you know, that's just a joke, a level design joke. You like those, right? Level design jokes? I think we're still in the servants' quarters, though, so there you can see there's a servant sleeping. I don't hear any footsteps or guards. Maybe I should go this way. So what's good, so you have this hallway, right? This long dark hallway, but it's not dark enough. If you see my light gem over there, it's on like yellow alert kind of. So it's not exactly safe to be in this hallway. But what's also interesting about this is that if there's a guard that walks down this hallway towards me, it's really hard for me to backtrack. Because if I backtrack, there's a guard right here, so I have to backtrack right here. There's a light right here. The guard will definitely see me because I have to backtrack and escape over here. So this is how Thief also just makes an ordinary hallway turn into something kind of like creepy and scary. It's also this like blind T intersection that's really brightly lit. So I don't know if there's a guard at either end of this. I have to be really, really careful. Notice the scenery's getting a little bit nicer. Now we have some more tapestry and stuff. Oh, another drunk guy. And now, look at how different the scenery is. This is like yellow, golden carpet over here, and then this was like shitty, rough castle stone or something. So now we sense that we're like penetrating this membrane, going into more like the inner heart of this big castle. And the game communicates this not with a mini-map, not with all this other stuff. It's just through texturing, through observing how the environment looks different. Anyway, I'm just gonna walk up to this guy and boop him on the head. Huh. This is kind of interesting. I wonder why they have these big bars here, because these big bars you can see do create little pockets of shadow. So I guess if I'd entered this hallway from the other end... No, I still couldn't have, because this is super bright. I couldn't have gone past him anyway. I could have like maybe thrown an object and gotten him to turn around. I don't know why these objects are here. It's kind of interesting. They're creating a pocket of shadow that is useless in this encounter, so I don't know why they're there. Oh well. Now we're entering the main castle. Look at how different it feels. And the approach to lighting is different too, right? There's a lot more torches, a lot more openness to the floor plan. You have to be much more careful with where you're going and what you're doing. Oh, what's this? Ooh, some bread. Uh-oh, I hear someone coming. Who is that? Oh, it's someone over there. Okay. I'm gonna wait until he walks past me, and then I'm gonna boop him on the head. And this is the school of thought about what gameplay in immersive sims is, right? They argue that good gameplay involves the player getting enough information to make a plan, and then once they have enough information to make a plan, they can act on it and see what happens. So that's a very much like a simulationist way of thinking about gameplay, where it's not really about reflex, it's always about looking ahead, thinking ahead, and when when the shit hits the fan, you know what to do. So the other part of gameplay that this beginning tutorial level is trying to teach you is this, about what objects are important and what aren't. So here you can see I just picked up a plate. This plate is not loot. This plate does not actually help me. So Thief is also about learning to look at objects and seeing which objects are valuable and which objects aren't valuable. You have to learn which are worth your time and which are not worth your time. And this will happen a lot throughout this level. One over here. Like this vase, remember this vase from before? This vase is not our friend. We can't even pocket it because it's so big. It's this big, loud, useless object. We do not want it. No, sir. What's this? Oh, and then this is our route back outside. So after we steal everything, we also have to get out of here. So we have to remember this escape route for later. But God, just look at these colors. So beautiful, like so rich, right? Now it's been a long time since I've played this game, so I just do not remember where I'm supposed to go. I'm gonna put out this torch with my water arrow to create this little pocket of safety. Because now you can hear my footsteps are different, right? But over here, this stuff in the middle is carpet. So now this is also Thief trying to teach you about different surfaces and to pay attention to that. A I think this is like near the front door though. I don't think I want to be here. Oh, but what's here? Oh, some money and a vase. Okay, never mind. Let's go through. Look at all the decoration. Gosh, it's just so... It's so good. Like, games these days don't use color like this anymore. Okay, well, I guess I'll just hang out here. It's all carpet, so I can run around pretty freely. Oh, this is where I came from. Oops. And notice all these islands of light and shadow. It's so good. Oh, that guy almost saw me. Oops. Should be more careful. Oh yeah, there's an archer watching up there. Okay, maybe I won't stay here. Maybe I'll go a different way. And then notice, I looked in this room and I'm so scared, like my heart is seizing up because look at how brightly lit this room is. If I walk out there, I'm like dead. I'm so scared. What if there's a guard over there? Or what if a guard suddenly walks into the room? Then I'm just screwed. Oh, but I want this treasure though. Yeah. Oh wait, no, I can hide in this little pocket of shadow. So this is where the lighting in Thief is pretty, like, silly. Like, the idea of this chandelier casting this much light and then casting this really dark patch in the middle of the room doesn't make sense. Like, it would be really hard for you to design a room like this with this kind of lighting with a modern game engine, because a modern game engine would start bouncing the light everywhere and would make everything feel really even and plausible. So to a certain extent with, like, in terms of technology, making Thief isn't possible, I guess. Yeah, I have to keep sneaking around. Do you hear anyone? Oh crap, I hear someone. I'm gonna put out this arrow. Oh, it's a guy down there. Okay, I think I'm safe. This is why games like Dishonored kind of lean on Thief a little bit, but don't lean on light and shadow as much as Thief, because they need to make the game look really beautiful and realistic, so they can't make the game look so cartoonish with really dark shadows and then really bright islands of light. What's going on here? I still hear him, but I can't see him. See, there's a letter B above this door. Maybe I should go in here. Ooh, some treasure. Bread and cheese. I'll go up here now. Now I'm in this other room. God, look at that roof is so good, right? It feels researched to me in a sense, where there's a common conception of medieval times, but if you talk to like a historian about what medieval architecture looked like, there's like this totally different sense that medieval architecture was like maybe like rich and lush and had a really big and had a lot of like soul and flavor and color and texture to it. It wasn't just like pain and death and misery. There was this whole other element to it, maybe. Oh, where am I now? Now I'm in this big tunnel. There's like a garden outside. Let's check the map to see where we are. I have no idea where we are. I have no idea what's going on. Not helpful. But you do have a compass, right? If I pull out that compass, you can see the compass will tell me, okay, so I need to go north, and then I need to go east. So you can kind of roughly guess where you're supposed to go. So according to this compass, I have to go east, I think, and that way is east. So let's sneak around here. And what I imagine most players would do, because you don't know what's on the other side of this door, there could be a guard staring at you. Most players would probably put out that torch so that they can open this door in complete safety. It's an electric light, we can't put it out. But I don't hear anyone. I think we're pretty safe in this room. So when you see carpet in this game, you can kind of relax a little bit. Because now you don't have to watch the sound of your footsteps anymore. So just the sight of certain textures or certain like gameplay devices. This game just is like messing with you all the time. Building up tension with a bunch of difficult, really loud, brightly lit rooms. And then letting you walk through this room completely safely. And like, it feels kind of cozy too, right? And notice how much nicer everything is looking, right? Now we have like nice marble floors. Now we're getting more color, more ornate kind of patterns. Do guards notice open doors? Someone asked in the chat. No, I don't think they do. At least not in Thief 1. I think they notice if you open the door in front of them. They'll be, I think so. Or if you put out a torch in front of them, they'll be like, what happened to that torch? But if there's a door open, I guess they just assume someone else opened it. Okay, I hear someone coming back. I hear a guard. I don't know where he's coming from though. Is he coming from over here? So sound propagation is a thing that Thief pioneers. Oh my god, there's a guy coming. Oh wait, I can't hide in that room. Okay, I'm gonna maybe have to use this trick I learned.
What's there?
You lean forward. Oh no! Ah! Oh no, I got caught! Ouch. I was gonna try to do the trick where you can lean forward and boop them on the head even if they're coming at you. Okay, let's retry that.
Who's there? Intruder!
Oh no, he sees me now. Ah! Okay, well, that went horribly wrong. My bad. I just killed a guy. So on harder difficulties, you're not allowed to kill people, pretty much. But on easy difficulties, you can just kind of kill everyone, and it doesn't really matter. But notice it was actually pretty hard for me to kill that person, and fortunately I'm playing on normal difficulty, so I can kind of just take as many hits as I need to, and it's not really a big deal. But you can imagine if I was playing on hard or expert, one hit from a sword guard pretty much kills you. Gosh, I love these textures. Anyone over here? And here you see a gorgeous, big, huge bath. Super fancy. I think think we're good. I think let's just go in the throne room now. So to speak to that situation I was just in, where there was a guard coming and I didn't have anywhere to go and I couldn't just run in there. I probably could have ran in here actually and just hid behind the door. But Thief 3 added this wall hugging mode, and it was basically super overpowered. You could just hug the wall whenever a guard was coming towards you, and it basically ruined the game, I think. Oh wait, I need the key. Good thing I killed that guard and got the key.
Someone there? Nothing there now.
Oh, where is he? Okay, is he facing towards me or facing away from me? I can't tell. Maybe I should just kill him. Maybe I should just shoot him in the face. Maybe that's just easier. I can't tell. It's too dark. Is he facing towards me now?
Thought I saw something.
No, he's facing towards me. Okay.
Nothing now. Who's there?
Oh no, I think he's still facing I'm just gonna shoot him in the face. I don't have time for this.
Come on now, come on.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, he just activated the gong. This is all going wrong. This is all going wrong. How's he not dead yet? I'm gonna just run in here. I'm a really good thief, by the way.
Throne room. How pretentious can you
Okay, I stole that very foul scepter. Oh, and then the mission's complete? Oh, that's weird. Oh, on easy mode, you just steal the scepter. Okay, well, if you're not playing on normal, normally you have to, like, sneak back out. And then that's where, if the alarms have gone off, that's where the level gets really interesting and you have to leave. Huh, that was weird. Oh, well. Everything's okay. How well did I do? 35 minutes. I found like 30% of the loot. Okay. I found like 0 secrets. Killed 2 people. You know, not too bad. Not too bad for not having played Thief in a really long time, I'd say. But that does mean I'm probably going to end the stream right now because I think we don't really have... I have to cut it out. So maybe next week I'll play the next mission, and maybe I'll do better in the next mission. I don't know. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this introduction to Thief and stealth games and immersive sims. Next week we'll be doing... I think it's Bone Horde, or is it Crag's Cleft? I don't remember what the next mission is, but it is more involved, and I would probably... I don't know if I'll play on hard. I do want to show you the more advanced objectives, but I don't want sneaking to be really difficult just because I don't have the time or patience for it. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and see you next week. Bye.